Hi, this is Morley, and this is the M-Wire with another La Palma update for December 16th, 2021. Well, folks, if you take a look at the optics of the volcano, as you'll see, it's very similar to yesterday. There's not a lot of lava, if any, coming out of the main cone. So that brings us to day 3 now of no major lava ejections from the main vent of the main cone of La Cumbre Vieja. However, I would like to draw your attention to an uptick in earthquake activity and the overall behavior of the volcanic tremors. Yesterday we saw absolutely no 2.0 earthquakes whatsoever. Now we only see, at the time of this video, as of recent, within the last 6 or 7 hours or so, they're mostly 2-point-something earthquakes. And folks, look at the depths. The depths are now deeper. They're not, 14 kilometers or 16 kilometers. They're all in the 30s. I think the highest is 39 kilometers in depth, and the largest magnitude earthquake is 3.0. So that implies that there is still magma movement well below the volcano. Because in less than 24 hours now, we have seen a shift in the magnitude of the earthquakes that are occurring, as well as the depth. So we will see within the next couple of days as to whether or not that results in more lava coming out of the main vent of the volcano. Now, I'm going to get into Volcano Discovery's report, albeit an older one, but they're definitely playing the contrarian now, and they're not so sure that the eruption is over, which I think is a very good stance to have. Something like this that we've seen, as volatile as it is, we can't just conclude after 3 days of low activity that it's over. It is way premature to discern that. So this is their report from yesterday. They don't have one quite out yet for Thursday, but this is what they had to say yesterday. And bear in mind the information that I just gave you about this while I read to you Volcano Discovery's report from yesterday. Whether the eruption has ended or not will depend on whether magma still stored in the reservoir beneath the surface is able to ascend or not, which in turn is likely depending on 2 main factors. First, whether the shallow reservoir is being resupplied by magma from a deeper source, which should become visible with the occurrence of deeper earthquakes. Check. Lately, these have been mostly absent, suggesting that supply from the deep source has ended. Second, the ascent of magma from the shallow reservoir is driven by gases dissolved in the magma and forming bubbles to increase volume and pressure and eventually make the magma rise and erupt as lava. Now, without question, folks, we've definitely ticked one of the boxes as far as this is concerned. Let's read further. If, and this is maybe a likely scenario, most of the gases have already left the system, or of the remaining gases can separate efficiently from the liquid, magma, and rise and degas as the vents and through the surface, the magma will slowly start cooling down and eventually crystallize over a very long period of time. It is also very much possible that the current pause of the eruption leads to a blockage of the upper conduits, which disables the degassing process and generates conditions that could lead to sudden explosions and allow probably smaller batches of remaining magma to erupt in short phases of reactivation. Nobody knows for now. The situation remains volatile, and care should be taken to make any predictions of whether activity will resume or not. Well, let's see if Volcano Discovery takes its own advice. So we're going to watch and we're going to wait. We should know probably by the weekend if this deeper earthquake activity results in magma rising and the volcano reactivates, perhaps even in another violent explosion of what I posted 3 or 4 days ago now, of all of a sudden it was relatively quiet and then boom. We will see, folks, but we need to keep watching this volcano for now. This eruption is not over. Like I say, I need to see, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks even of like decreased activity before I will surmise that this eruption is over. However, that doesn't mean that you don't need to be prepared if something very bad happens. You need to have a plan of evacuation if the worst happens with this volcano or, quite frankly, any other disaster. You need to have a tank of gas, at least. You need to have a bug-out bag. You need to have a place to go. I will warn this until the cows come home because it is better to err on the side of caution. But thank you so much for coming along with me to my update. Please remember to like, to comment, to share, and of course to subscribe. And until the next update, God bless.